Sometimes heroes emerge from the most unexpected places. In the heart of Manhattan, within the 47-story Meridian Plaza, there's a man who silently cleans the corridors every night. Nobody knows who he is or where he comes from. But tonight, this quiet man will single-handedly stop the city's largest terrorist attack. Marcus Thompson pushed his cleaning cart down the 23rd floor of Meridian Plaza, glancing at his watch. It was past midnight, and he had completed most of his rounds. The 40-year-old Marcus had been working the night shift as a janitor in this building for the past 3 years. Despite his tall frame and broad shoulders, nobody ever gave him a second glance. In his navy blue uniform and quiet demeanor, he seemed like part of the walls themselves. As he walked toward the elevator, his radio crackled in his ear. "Marcus, this is security speaking. There's a power outage from the 35th to 40th floors. The engineers will wait until morning. You can skip that section tonight," said Bill, the security chief. "Copy that, Bill. I was heading up to the 45th anyway. I'll start from there," Marcus replied in his calm voice. As the elevator doors opened, Marcus's experienced eyes immediately noticed something. The floor was much cleaner than usual. Someone had recently been here and tried to clean their footprints. His heart began to race. 3 years ago, when he started this job, he thought he had left his past behind. But the 15 years he spent as a Green Beret, everything he had learned, now echoed in his instincts. He pulled his cleaning cart to the corner of the hallway and began to advance with careful steps. The 45th floor housed the building's executive offices. No one should be here at night. When he turned the corner, the scene he witnessed confirmed all his suspicions. The door to CEO David Steinberg's office was open, and low voices were coming from inside. Marcus quietly leaned against the wall and listened. "The plan is working perfectly, Anton. Steinberg and the other executives are meeting on the 46th floor. There are over 200 people in the building, and none of them suspect us," said a man with an Eastern European accent. "Are the explosives ready?" asked the man named Anton. "All floors from the 35th to 40th are prepared. We kept everyone out with the power outage excuse. The explosion will happen in half an hour, and the building will collapse. The FBI will never figure out how we infiltrated this place." Marcus's blood ran cold. This was a terrorist attack, and there were hundreds of innocent people in the building. He reached into his pocket. The emergency device from his old Green Beret days was still there. But there wasn't time to wait for police and FBI to arrive. He quietly retreated and returned to his cleaning cart. What he pulled from the hidden compartment wasn't the kind of thing any janitor would possess. A tactical knife, plastic zip ties, and a small EMP device. Marcus Thompson wasn't just a janitor. He was a former Green Beret who had served his country for 15 years, conducting countless covert operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. 3 years ago, after a traumatic incident on his final mission, he had left military life behind. He no longer wanted to fight, just wanted to live a quiet life. But now, hundreds of innocent lives were at stake. The plan was simple but risky. First, he had to neutralize the bombs on floors 35-40, then stop the terrorists. He took the emergency stairs down to the 35th floor. Using his EMP device, he disabled the security cameras in the corridors. The first bomb was next to the electrical panel. Marcus used techniques he remembered from his Green Beret training to disrupt the explosive's timing mechanism. He repeated the same process on each floor. 6 bombs, 6 floors, 15 minutes. When he reached the 40th floor, he heard voices coming from his radio. The terrorists had realized the bombs weren't working. Now the plan had changed. He had to stop them. When he returned to the 45th floor, 4 armed terrorists were waiting in the corridor. Marcus approached, pretending to push his cleaning cart. "Stop. Who are you?" shouted the man in front. "Janitor. I was cleaning the upper floors. Marcus said. Hands in the air. The man pointed his weapon at Marcus. Do you have a phone? Did you call the police? No. I'm just cleaning. I don't understand what's happening, Marcus replied in an innocent voice. When the terrorist approached, Marcus moved with lightning speed. With his left hand he grabbed the man's weapon. With his right hand he struck his throat. The man fell to the ground. When the other three started shooting, Marcus used the cleaning cart as a shield and rolled toward the stairwell behind them. From his radio he heard Anton's voice. Get down to the central floor. We're changing the plan. We're taking Steinberg and the other executives hostage. Marcus's heart pounding. He climbed the stairs to the 46th floor. Two men stood in front of the conference room door. From inside came the voices of men and women. The hostages were talking in frightened tones. He prepared his plastic zip ties. Approaching the first man from behind, he knocked him unconscious with a zip tie around his throat. Before the second could turn around, Marcus's knife was at his throat. Make one sound and I'll kill you right here, he whispered. He zip-tied the man and secured him next to the door. Now the real challenge began. In the conference room were Anton and at least 3 more men, plus 12 hostages. He quietly entered the room. Anton had his gun pressed to the neck of company CEO David Steinberg. If the police come, I'll kill everyone, he was shouting. Marcus entered the back of the room with his cleaning cart. Nobody paid attention to him. Among the hostages were young secretaries, elderly executives, even a pregnant woman. The FBI knows we're here, Anton was saying. But now we have hostages. We want a helicopter. Marcus quietly took position. One terrorist stood by the window, another by the door, the third among the hostages. Anton was holding Steinberg. It was time to act. Marcus threw a detergent bottle from his cleaning cart at the man by the window. As the man turned in surprise, Marcus pounced on him. Before the second man could raise his weapon, Marcus's knife was in his hand. The room erupted into chaos. The hostages began screaming. The third terrorist opened fire, but Marcus was already in motion. He neutralized the man among the hostages. Anton tried to retreat toward the door, using Steinberg as a shield. Come closer and I'll kill him. Let him go. Anton, Marcus said in his calm voice. There's no way out of here. Who are you? Are you an FBI agent? Anton asked angrily. No, Marcus said, approaching step by step. I'm just a janitor. At that moment, Steinberg threw himself to the side. Marcus made his final move. He plunged his knife into Anton's gun hand. The weapon fell to the floor. It was all over. Marcus picked up his radio. Bill, call police and ambulance here. There are neutralized terrorists on floors 45 and 46. Marcus, is that you? What's happening up there? Long story, Bill. Long story. When the police arrived, Marcus was once again the quiet janitor. He gave his statement. Reports were filed, but nothing leaked to the media. The FBI preferred to keep this classified. The following week, Marcus was again pushing his cleaning cart on the 23rd floor when CEO David Steinberg stepped out of the elevator. Marcus, he said, approaching the man. I don't know how to thank you. No need, Mr. Steinberg. I was just doing my job. Job. Steinberg smiled. You don't want to tell me who you really are, do you? Marcus stopped and looked at the man. I'm Marcus Thompson. I'm a janitor at Meridian Plaza. That's it. Steinberg nodded. All right, Marcus Thompson. But know this, men's. This company owes you a lot. You can talk to me any time you want. Marcus thanked him and continued with his work. That night, walking home, he looked at his old military ID card in his pocket. He hadn't looked at it for 3 years. The card read, Master Sergeant Marcus Thompson, Green Berets, Special Operations. He put the card back in his pocket. that was the past now. Now he was just Marcus Thompson, Meridian Plaza's best janitor. And sometimes, that was heroism enough. But in the city streets, in FBI files, in the hearts of the people he saved, he would be known as the janitor hero. And maybe someday when needed again, Marcus Thompson would be ready. Because true heroes never fully retire. They just wait. Marcus continued working in the same building after that night. Nobody knew his past. Nobody talked about that night. But sometimes, when a late working employee encountered him in the corridor, they would see a different sparkle in Marcus's eyes, as if those eyes had seen much, experienced much. And under Manhattan's lights, in the corridors of the 47-story building, a silent hero continued to clean, ready, alert, and always prepared to act when necessary.